Hello,
Hey.
everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for this webinar about automated remote proctoring. My name is Ken Garcia. I'm the Senior Communications Manager at NCCER. This presentation will be done by Stephanie Camille. And so some quick housekeeping items. If you do have any questions, you can go ahead and throw those in the chat, or you can throw them into the Q&A button, and we will get those answered for you once we get past the presentation about automated remote proctoring. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand things over to Stephanie. Stephanie, take it away.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. So about automated remote proctoring, my goal today is to kind of tell you about this feature and to show you just how easy it is and how it can benefit you as you test your students in their training program. So exactly what is automated remote proctoring? Basically, NCCER has partnered with Invigilus, and they provide a proctoring software that confirms the test taker's identity and monitors them through a webcam. The system actually records the testing session, and it's reviewed by our auditing team for any suspicious activity. How this can benefit you is that you would no longer need a testing lab per se, or any physical proctors, because students can simply log in at any time and take their test. So there's no need to coordinate any time or any space for them to be able to test. For the people that travel from long distance to make it to their school or their testing location, this would eliminate the need for them to do so, because they can just log in from the comfort of their home, from their cars even, as long as they have a computer or a laptop to be able to do that. So for organizations that are just starting out and may not have physical proctors, this would be a good option as well. You don't need to certify a proctor. You don't need to train a proctor. If you're currently using our basic remote proctoring, where you have to record the session and you have to upload the session and you have to send it to us and whatnot and store the testing session, this process eliminates all of that. And I also think that it can be beneficial for instructors, because instead of them taking an hour or however long to proctor testing session, they can devote that time back to the students to do more hands-on or to do more class training, and just assign the test to the individuals and just have them go home as homework, essentially take their module exams using this process. And so it'll just give you as an instructor your time back, if you will. One thing to note, well, a few things to note. There is a fee associated with using this feature. There is a $3 fee for each test, whether the student passes or not. The $3 fee applies, and it applies, and it's additional on top of the cost of the test. This $3 fee goes to help us pay our partner Invigilus for providing this service. Time cannot be added to those tests, because the system essentially authorizes the test and allows the student to take the test. So there's no opportunity for a proctor to add on time to those tests. But I mean, the students typically have a whole hour to take a 10, 20, 30 question test anyway. So typically that's plenty of time. If so this feature cannot be used for pipeline. So I know a lot of people do pipeline testing. This would not be available for them, because FEMSA prohibits the delivery of module tests remotely. So that wouldn't be available for them. And this is only for the training side. So no assessments, no journey level assessments can be delivered remotely either. So let me just show you what the system looks like and how the instructor would assign the test. So once we receive the authorization from the sponsor representative to allow the location to do remote testing, we would create an R location, a remote location, duplicate of the training location, and that is the one that would be used by the instructor to assign a test. That tells our system that those tests are being proctored remotely, so that this can happen. If you assign a test using the physical location, then it will not, the remote proctoring will not happen. So once the test is assigned by the instructor, you would just follow your normal process as long as you select the remote location. You would click on test assignment, and then you would select the test that you need to assign, and that's it. So it's pretty simple on the instructor side. On the test taker side, it's also very simple. The system actually tells you step by step where to go. We also have this information in a flyer version that can be shared with any test taker that are set up to take their test remotely. A couple of things to remember that I've seen while reviewing those testing sessions that I would advise anyone for, especially the electrical students. They are allowed to use their NEC code book, and there are a couple of other crafts where there are reference materials allowed. Please be sure that your test taker is showing their reference material at the beginning of the testing session. All they have to do is to just lift up their material and just show it at the beginning of the testing session so that we know that that's what they're referencing throughout the testing session, because otherwise we may have to revoke the test. And another thing to also note is that the test takers must remain in full camera view during the entire session. Essentially, they want to sit and take that test just as if they were in a physical location. They want to follow all the rules. They want to sit there and take the test and not get up and move away from their computer screen. So that's very important because we review every single testing session, and if anything gives us pause or gives us reason to believe that any cheating may have occurred, then we have to revoke the test. And we'll typically reach out to the instructor and the test taker to let them know what we have done and why we have done them. So as I mentioned, the test taker will go through their normal process. They'll click on Take Module Test from the NCCER website. They will put in their ID and their last name, and they will see that welcome, test taker, their name, and they'll be able to click on the module exam that's been assigned to them, and the system will launch the test. Like, they won't need to wait for a proctor to authorize the test. The system will do that, and the system will record the testing session. Instead of seeing stop recording, they will see start recording, and once they see their face in this section here, they know that everything is being recorded, so they can proceed with their test session. And once that test is completed, just like, using the testing system as of now, if they're successful, they will receive credit for the completed test in the registry right away. Everything that currently happens for an in-person test through the computer will happen again in this session. So that's pretty much it. I'm happy to share a couple of resources. One of them is the flyer for the test takers so that they know the rules. And another one of them is the link where you can apply for your location to be a remote location. I'm going to share those links through the chat. And that's the end of my presentation. So if there are any questions, please fire away.
Yep. So we've got one asking about tablets. Can this be used
Tablets.
on tablets?
At this time, tablets are not working as correctly. The video is not showing correctly, so tablets are not permitted at this time, but that is something that we're working on. So be on the lookout for communication from us when those are made available.
And one thing I think that people may want to know is that when they actually are doing the test, they don't have to download anything.
They do not have to download anything. You are correct. This is a system is a browser to browser software, so it does not require you to do anything. You don't have to pre-launch it. I mean, just like Zoom, you have to download the software and then be able to use it. This is not the case here. Anybody can do that from any place as long as you have internet connection. You can launch it and you can take a test.
Okay, so if anybody does have any questions, wanting to know about the or the assessment,
Assessments.
yeah, will they eventually become remote?
I do not believe so. This is not something that I have heard being discussed. If we move in that direction, we'll certainly let everyone know. But as of now, only craft tests can be taken remotely.
And so if anyone else has any questions, please, by all means, throw those in the chat. I'll give Stephanie a quick second to put in those links she mentioned in the chat so that
Correct.
she's able to do that. And we have recorded this session, so we will email this out to everybody, those who attended and those who may not have been able to. We'll also be sure to include these links that she's sending in that email when you get it. So you'll likely get that tomorrow when it goes through. So I'm not seeing any other questions popping up in the chat right now. So Stephanie, while you're getting those links, is there anything else as far as automated remote proctoring? I think, it's designed to be safe. I think is
Correct.
what's important. It's designed to be safe and also upholds the integrity of the tests.
Absolutely. Yeah, because if you think about it, the testing session is reviewed twice. It's being recorded and flagged, as as the test taker is taking the test, and then the audit team reviews every single session. So yeah, it definitely maintains the integrity of the test. And as you know, the testing system has its own integrity feature, so it doesn't allow a test taker to open another browser or another tab because it'll stop the test and they'll have to relaunch. So it's absolutely secure, and that was our whole goal in doing it that way.
All right.
I am finding that link on our website, and there it is. I am attaching it right now.
And Stephanie, you may want to send it again because it looks like you were sending it to just me and you instead of to everyone
Oh.
in the chat. So while you're doing that, someone did ask, is this session just for the automated aspect? Who can I ask questions about standard remote proctoring, or can you provide links to that material?
Basic remote proctoring, yes. You can reach out to me. You can reach out to our customer service team. We will be more than happy to provide that information to you. So feel free to reach out to customer service. I can provide my email address through the chat. So I'm having a little issue because it only says I have access to host and panelist or NCCER marketing team. So not
Oh,
getting the option to
you
send
know
to
what?
everyone.
1 second. Let me do something really fast.
Okay. Okay, Derek, I saw your message. Absolutely. Please feel free to email me. Is there a remote sample test? Great question. If you want to just try this out, do fill out the option for me to register your training location, and then you can just try it out, using a sample test. So yeah, you can absolutely do that. There are no charges to just try this out. So feel free to give it a try or have a student give it a try just so they can provide you some feedback and you can see if this is a viable option for you.
And Stephanie, I made you the host, so you should be able to,
Yay, there it is.
yeah, be able to
Everyone.
send it. Yep.
I was like, I tried, couldn't do it. All right, so I just sent that link so you can register your training location, and I'm gonna send the flyer again, and there it is. Send that to everyone. And as Ken mentioned, you will get an email. Oh, let me go ahead and type my email in. So anyone who may not have my email address will have it. Feel free to reach out with questions. If your sponsor rep is not currently in this session or your instructors and you want them to have more information, feel free to share my email address and I'll be sure to get them the information they need.
All right. Well, I'm not seeing any more questions pop up in the chat. Thank you to those of you who joined us today. Again, we have recorded this and you will be receiving this. Again, there's some more information also on our website, nccer.org. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.